I feel like I'm already zoomed in a little bit, so like if I'm close, am I like super duper close? But does it work? So maybe it's a good thing. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Stephanie, and today I'm going to make a video on my full everyday kind of face routine. It's very neutral and natural and nothing really crazy over the top, but it's just what I like to wear on a daily basis that goes with like anything. And this is definitely more like in-depth one. I do have a get ready with me video where I did more so of like a gotta run a quick errand kind of makeup look where I didn't want to go full face and foundation and all that. This is a full face routine, so I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so my mirror is this way, and this is kind of the only setup I'm able to do with this, so I'm hoping to, at least you can see like this side of when I'm doing things. But anyway, I took a shower, as you can see my hair is still just meh, and I already exfoliated my face. So the first thing I'm going to do is prime it with this mask, moisturizer, and primer in one from the brand This Works. And I got this primer actually in an Ipsy bag, and I really love it. It does kind of have a smell of like a Cabbage Patch Kid. It's really kind of strange. But you don't need much. I'm just putting this little bit here, and I'm just gonna put it all over my face. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to use is this Wet n Wild color correcting palette, and I do have a lot of redness on my face and I have dark circles, so I will be using the orange for the dark circles and the green for the redness. And with this, all I'm going to do is use my finger and just dip it in. I like to be somewhat generous with this. I don't like to be too, I don't know. I want to get the full, you know, effect of it and make sure it gets covered. So I don't go crazy to where I look like a clown, but I do use a generous amount, and it seems to do the trick. So just like that. I hope you're able to see it. And I'm just gonna put a little bit in the creases of my eyelids, just because I do get some darkness in that area as well. Okay, I'm just gonna do the very same thing with the green up here. And I'm just gonna dip my finger into it and put it anywhere that I have like a, you know, more redness than normal. I have a lot of redness just because my skin is very fair. So I'm just gonna put it where there's a lot more redness that draws like too much attention. So just like so. So after you look like a clown, you're ready for foundation. I don't normally use foundation. It's very rare that I do a full face look unless I have like an event to go to or something. So that being the case, I have this really old CoverGirl color correcting cream foundation in the color Soft Honey. You can tell I've had it for a long time. But currently my skin tone matches this color the most, and like I said, I don't normally use a lot of foundation. I usually just use BB cream, so forgive me that it's so old. I will also be using my Real Techniques blending sponge. I love this sponge. So I'm just gonna put a couple pumps on my hand, and then I'm just gonna go and put it all over my face. Okay, so as you can see, once that's done, you no longer see any green or orange on your face. Also, I see no more redness, which is what the color correcting is for. So, next thing I'm going to do is just brighten all the areas that I'm going to be highlighting. And I have a CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous little stick foundation in the color Fair. Super duper light. And this is just for, like I said, any places that I'm going to be highlighting. So I'm just going to use the stick it comes with. I take a little bit of the product off of it first so it's not too cakey. And I'm just going to do the normal areas that you would do highlighting. So once it looks like you got a bunch of war paint on, you're ready to blend, I'm going to be using the pointy tip of my sponge. like that, we were able to brighten up a little bit. So I'm gonna take a break on the face for a minute and go straight to my eyelids, and then I'll come back and do contouring. And for my lids, for this look in particular, I actually use my contour kit, which is the NYX Highlighting Contour Pro Palette. And I absolutely adore this palette. I'm also going to be using brushes from It Cosmetics, from Ulta, and it's just this brush kit. So I'll point out as I go which brushes I'll be using. So the first brush I'm going to be using is the Effortless Crease Brush, and I'm going to be using it simply for that reason. I'm going to be using it in my crease. And the first color I'm going to take is this orangey color over here, and that's just going to be kind of like the blending color. So that's the first one I'm going to dip into. Just tap it in there, tap off the excess, and I'm just staying in the crease and kind of like shading it upward a little bit. I'm also bringing it down to the outer corner of my eye a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to choose a strict crease color using my e.l.f. Professional Eye Crease Brush. And I'm going to be dipping it into the color next to the color we just chose. It's this dark brown color. And this color, I'm going to strictly stay in the crease. Okay, like so. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to that Effortless Crease Brush that I had used from the It Cosmetics, and I'm going to use it as a blending brush for the moment and just kind of blend those two together a little nicely. Okay, like so. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take from my It brushes the Absolute Shadow Brush, and I'm going to use it for what it's for. I'm using it as an eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to dip into this nude shimmery color here and just kind of put that all along my eyelid. Like so. So then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go again into that Effortless Crease Brush from It Cosmetics and go into this very darkest color here, tap into it a little lightly, and I'm just going to kind of swirl it around on the outer corner of my eye. I personally, for my eyes shape and everything, I like to darken the outside out a little bit more. So I'm just going to blend that out nicely on the outer, what is it called? The outer corner of my eye. Like so. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this eye fluff brush from the brand, I would assume that's supposed to be Inspire, INSPR. It is in the number 202 eye fluff brush. Looks like that, kind of looks like a little blending brush. And I'm going to dip into this white color here and just blend it out under my brows. Just like that. And then I'm going to use this same brush and dip into this really shimmery highlight color here. And I'm going to be using this as an inner tear duct highlight brightener thing. Just like so. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, because I'm not a big eyeliner fan, I'm going to still line the bottom of my eyes with the colors that I used for the lids of my eyes. So I'm just taking this Luxie small angle brush, the number 215, and I believe I got this in an Ipsy bag as well. And I'm going to stay in the order of the colors that I used for my lids and kind of drag it out on the bottom. So I'm going to use this orangey color first and just go all along the bottom lash line. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this same crease brush that I used from e.l.f. Cosmetics, and I'm going to go into that next darker color and kind of dust that on and smudge it out on the outer corner of the bottom lash line. Like so. Then I'm gonna go back to the shadow brush and just kind of tap the corner into the color that we used for the eyelid. And I'm just gonna brush that just like that. And that's all I'm gonna do for shadows. So the next thing I'm gonna do is brows, and I use the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the color medium brown. And I still keep the box because this was so expensive that I figured just keep it in the original packaging. And I also have the Anastasia brow brush that you can no longer see the font on the brush because I use this on a daily basis. And I have had this pomade for over a year, and I did hit pan, but there's still so much on the outside of it that this is still basically half full. So I definitely recommend this stuff. It's worth the money. So right now I'm in the process of growing out my eyebrows, so they're a little all over the place. So I just do what I can with them at the moment. But the first thing I'm gonna do is just spool them out. And I make sure to spool them up and back. And then what I like to do is try to use a gradient effect with my brows. So the tails are much darker than the head of the brow, I guess I don't know what exactly you would call that. But I try to put very minimal product at the head of the brow so that it looks very natural. And I just kind of define the arch and the tail of the brow more so than anything. And I don't really like to fill it in so it looks like painted on. I like to kind of wisp it on so it still looks like brows. Okay, so obviously I'm like any other human being and I'm not perfect, so anytime I make a mistake with my brows, I just take a Q-tip and just fix it with the Q-tip. Simple as that. Okay, so like I said, that's pretty much the extent of filling in. I still try to make them look as natural as possible, leaving a little bit of gaps and things so that it looks like they're little hairs. Now, I do have some bald spots in here that don't really like to grow. I'm working on it. So what I'm going to do there is I'm just going to literally make hair like, I don't know, dabs. I don't really like to stroke it up because they don't seem to come out as precise. So I'm just going to dip a little bit of product on the tip of the brush and just kind of dab it in the bare places so it looks like there's hair. And I'm also just going to lightly like backfill behind the brows in the front just to give it a little bit more depth and a little bit more definition. Let's start walking. Come on, 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 come on. And that is it for brows. As you can see, like I said, I try to keep them as natural as possible. I keep repeating that, I know, but I think it's just so important to do so because I used to literally paint them on, paint them in, and the difference in just what I look like is, it's just a lot more flattering to me personally if you make them look as natural as possible. So that's the goal there. I'm really wondering this whole time what I look like and if you can see anything because I don't have a viewfinder and I'm gonna start at the bottom. So I'm hoping that when I get up like this and when I'm back here and when I'm over here and I'm over here, they actually see me. So I guess I'll see you during editing. Okay, so the very next thing I'm going to do is contour and highlight. I'm going to be using the NYX contour and highlight palette that I used on my lids. So I'm first going to contour and I have this e.l.f. Professional Bronzing Brush that I do use for contour. I do like the little angle on it. I think it helps to define a little bit more with also being like not too defining because I don't really like to define so much and like sculpt so much per se. I really just like to kind of bronze. So because I am not super tan, I'm going to stay with a cooler color. So I'm going to dip into this color here and I am going to just kind of tap lightly into the warmer tone, orangey tone over here, and just define away. And then in the pregnancy, I've managed to develop a really cute double chin. So I'm going to dip into the 3 colors here, just kind of blend them, and I'm going to define my jawline and draw shade and blend down my neck so it looks more natural. Okay, that's it for that. So then before I highlight, I'm going to just add a little bit more brightness without highlighting. And with that, I'm using this Wet n Wild, and this actually is a blush brush from Wet n Wild. It doesn't say it on there, but it's a blush brush. I'm gonna use it just to highlight, but I'm gonna dip into this white shade from before. And the first thing I'm gonna do is blend out the contour so that it's not so harsh. In some places, like my nose and my forehead, I tend to lay it on a little too thick. So I'm just gonna blend that out with a lighter highlight color. Okay, so once that's done, I'm actually going to highlight, and I'm just gonna use the powder highlight I have here, and I'm going to roll it all around in there and just highlight the normal places you would highlight. So like so. I hope the camera picks up how it's very minimal sheen to it, but it's definitely flattering. It's not too much. So the next thing I'm going to do, like I said before, I'm going to highlight under my brow bone, and I'm going to use that Inspire Eye Fluff brush that I used earlier and use the same exact highlight that I just used all over my face and just highlight under the arch of my brows, just to define those a bit more. So the next thing to tackle is eyelashes, and I'm one of those people who like to layer products for my lashes. So the first layer I'm going to do after I curl my lashes is from Wet n Wild. It's the Wet n Wild Max Volume Plus Mascara, and I am strictly using this as a base. I do love the brush on it. I am not too fond of the formula, but it is a nice base to use. And then the top coat I'm using is my all-time favorite mascara I've used thus far, and it's just CoverGirl's Lash Blast Volume. This has been around forever now, and I love how it lifts and separates my lashes personally. So that is the top coat. And then I actually just used the Clump Crusher brush by Lash Blast. This mascara no longer has any product on it. This brush no longer has any product on it, but the brush itself helps so much with lifting and separating the lashes. So first thing I'm going to do is curl them. One trick that I saw that I try to use, I don't know if it necessarily works or not, is to put this whole thing in my mouth and blow some hot air on it and give it some warmth before I curl my lashes, so don't judge me. Okay, so lashes are curled. So like I said, I'm using the Wet n Wild Max Volume mascara first. So once that is applied, I'm going to use Lash Blast Volume by CoverGirl and just go over that and try to stay mostly towards the end of the lashes. Are you over it? I know I am. She's not over it.
Oh, baby, I'm tired talking. Grab your coat and let's start walking. Come on.
Okay, so after I do that, I'm going to use the Bear brush from the Clump Crusher by CoverGirl and just go over that yet again. Okay, so after I'm done with that, I'm just going to use the Wet n Wild mascara again and just kind of do the tips of my bottom lashes, get some product on them. Like so. This is the final thing I do on my eyes. I will sometimes, very rarely, will I use liner on my eyes. Number one, my eyes aren't very big, so I actually think less eyeliner for me works best because it takes away from the depth of my eyes if I do wear some. But if I'm going for a more dramatic look, I will absolutely put some on. But for today, I'm just gonna leave it as such. So last but certainly not least will be the lips. So the lip product that I'm loving and I'm almost out of is this matte liquid lipstick from the brand Meet Matte Hues in the color Committed. I hope you can see that. It's this little sample bottle because I got this in an Ipsy bag as well. And I have used it so much that I'm actually almost out of it. And that really, really upsets me because this color is such a common color and it's my favorite color ever to use on my lips personally. But there's something about this formula and even just the hue in this specific lip brand and this color is just so flawless. I love it. But I'm not going to line my lips. I'm just gonna put this on and call it a day. Okay, and then that is that. I absolutely adore this lip color. I think it's just so subtle, but it adds something just so beautiful and just ties everything together. So yeah, that is it, guys. That is my everyday kind of full face routine. It goes with anything, any occasion, any place you have to go. I feel like it just works for everything. If you like this video, let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this. I am by no means a makeup guru or no means am I, anywhere near professional at doing my makeup, but it is something I like to dabble in here and there and have fun with. So again, if you like this look, give this video a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more of my videos, make sure to hit subscribe, and the little bell next to the subscribe button will let you know every time I make a video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.